Well, howdy, howdy, howdy. Nearly senior citizen here. Greetings, boys, girls, and all of our non-binary friends, and welcome to this, a brand new day. Yes, indeed, a thumbs up. If you're metabolizing and you're watching this, definitely a thumbs up. If you're watching this without metabolizing, welcome to our universe, and thumbs up for that. But still, welcome to the day. Yay! I actually slept last night, which is better than usual, so thumbs up on that. Yay. It was an interesting day yesterday. I had therapy, and that's always kind of rough. It pulls stuff up, but it was good. I got to talk to my therapist after 2 weeks, and so a good thing. Thumbs up on that. Now, the other day when I was talking about this one grim, dark universe I have where everyone's just tired, I should have given a quote-unquote trigger warning. And the reason I say quote unquote is because meme-wise then the alt-right has made trigger warnings into a joke, but it's not a joke. Trigger warnings are real. If you are a PTSD from combat person, your triggers are stuff that can really destroy your day or longer. So yeah, I mean, triggers, they make fun of it on the alt-right because they make fun of everything because they're basically filth, but it's a real thing. And so I should have given a trigger warning on that, and I do apologize. I'm going to be talking about that without talking about the actual subject. I'm going to talk about the grim, dark universe without going into any detail. So I don't think there's a need for a trigger warning because I'm not going to go into any specifics. But I talked about it with my therapist, you see. I talked about how there are all these dark memes out there, and there have always been dark memes. I mean, there's always been dark stuff. I was involved with, amateur press associations, paper where you did a thing, you send it off to a central mailer, they put it into book form, send it out to everybody that was a member, and I was a member of a lot of these, and I was interacting with a lot of people. It was like internet culture, because you did material, you read everybody else's material, and then you did something called Ego Boo, which is where you went through and you commented on what everybody else had done. So it was like, a YouTube video, except it was text and pictures, and then you left comments for everybody. And people did, stories or just rambling, or they did art. A lot of people that were in like comic books and all that, comic book artists and comic book writers, I actually was in a lot of the APAs with a lot of these earlier people. The names don't mean much anymore, but if you know comics, Paul Chadwick. I actually met Paul Chadwick. He did Concrete. I met him when I was younger. I traveled to the place that he lived, and I actually got to meet him. And I talked to him. And then there was Mark Verheiden, who was a writer in Dark Horse. I don't know if he still is. But in the 90s, I told a friend that, I was in an APA with Mark Verheiden. And he didn't really believe me, so he went to a comic thing up in Canada. And he mentioned my name to Mark Verheiden. And the writer of this comic book series, very famous person in comic book circles, looked up at him and went, "Oh, you know Bill Robin? We should have coffee afterward." So yeah, I grew up and I knew these people, and it was like internet culture. So dark memes, just things that are grim, I'm kind of used to. That's what internet culture. But that I'm remembering now because of all this dark stuff. I brought it up with my therapist. I said there's all this dark stuff, and I don't like really passing along now because I don't want to push anyone closer to a line that they shouldn't be at. He mentioned yes, because in healthcare and all that, there is the idea of contagion. If somebody is close to a line, you can push them toward the line with subjects if they're already inclined toward it. And I don't want to push anyone toward a line. So I'm going to be not passing these things on as much. And then I started talking about the stories and the setting. And I told him about the stories. I mean, in detail, how these people are just tired, how they want to rest. And I told him the stories and how grim and horrible they are. And I was just saying, it disturbs me, and I do all this stuff. It's like we listen to what we're saying, and I tell myself after vocalizing, no, this is not me, this is a character. And so I was just thinking, yeah, this is really bad and awful. And he was just going, yeah, I actually think this is a healthy thing for you to be doing, because you're not focusing on the horrific part. And he mentioned a part which is why I went, oh, because he talked about, sounds like you are exploring that push between animal instinct and human desire. And the thing was, before I'd even gone to therapy, where he said that, I had been working with a story idea on that. One of the characters is mad because he can't push past sheer animal instinct to live. They're as mad as they get, as you can get in this world. But he thought it's a healthy exploration. Maybe don't share these sort of things, but on my own, nothing wrong with doing that. So, cool, very good. I don't dwell on it. I told him I'm not going to dwell on it just because of my own mental state. But yeah, as long as I don't obsess on it, yeah, there's nothing wrong with it. So thumbs up. So that's as close as I am getting. If you're curious about the more settings and you haven't watched the one where I talk about it, it was like yesterday, it's the day before, I can't remember. But ooh, hey, it was dark. But let's see, was there anything else that was on? I wrote like a full paragraph to make sure that I would get everything that I talked about on that one subject, but it looks like I did, so thumbs up on that. Also, I have a game that I was trying to play out. It's like Ragdoll something or other, I can't remember the whole thing. You can make up your own maps for it, and you can download other people's maps, or you can just play random stuff, but you're a ragdoll character and you're doing all this ragdoll stuff and trying to make it through various settings. And in game terms, ragdoll just means when your character ragdolls, they don't stand up, they don't do things, they just collapse like a ragdoll. And so you can be running, and then you ragdoll, and then you go flying, and you bump, roll around on the floor, that sort of thing. I rage quit last night through the tutorial, and I have been having that happen with a lot of things, like videos and games, where it's like, get to it, and then I couldn't, so I rage quit. The tutorial, you have to go through the tutorial to play. I don't mind that. It's an unskippable tutorial. Oh boy. And it's slow. And I mean it's slow. You first start up, your character cannot move. You're just standing there and looking at stuff with what your character sees. I think you might be able to move the mouse to look around, but I'm not even sure on that. And you can see this other ragdoll character, and it takes like 5 seconds before the character talks. And before you can even move, you have to sit there while the character says they're going to be doing a tutorial. And not that accent, I'm just making fun of it. And you need to do all of these things so that you can learn how to play. And it's that fast. So there's these huge gaps where you can't do anything. And then you have to sit there through the slow talk. And I mean it's slow, because at one point the character that's talking to you is standing there as you're sitting there being furious at the gap and the wait. And then it's going, well, we've got all these things that we want you to, and then a box falls on the character's head. So you've been sitting there for like a minute listening to this, and then a box falls on the character's head and it collapses. To me, it felt like 30 or 40 seconds after that, while you're just standing there, unable to move, nothing happening. Finally, the character goes, oh, well, we'll just continue the tutorial from down here. And you have to do it so slow. It's like, well, why don't you practice your ragdolling for a while? So you've got to run and just hit the ragdoll button, the ragdoll button, the ragdoll button, the ragdoll button. And when you've done it enough, then the tutorial says, oh, you know how to ragdoll. I freaking quit. I could not handle that. It was torture. And then I watched a video on ADHD this morning. and instant gratitude. I've forgotten the word that they talk about. Instant feedback. People with ADHD are really, really good at video games if they're bright and they're loud, because I can focus and concentrate on those type when I'm non-medicated. But also, you do get instant feedback. If you learn what to do, you apply it, you beat that thing, and then you use your understanding to go on further. So if you're playing a game and you figure out how to run to the right or run to the left, okay, instant feedback. You've learned. You press, you go these directions, and then you start applying that information and you start jumping because you figured that out, and it's all instant feedback. Just boom, 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 boom. I'm doing it, I'm getting the information back. And this was just so slow. It was like watching a video, a boring talk at half speed. Oh, so I'm learning more about ADHD all the time, and I figure I'm unmedicated, under-medicated, not unmedicated. I take 60 milligrams of Ritalin daily, 20 in the morning, 20 at noon, 20 at 6 o'clock at night. And I take massive amounts of caffeine. You may notice that these are 200 milligram capsules. You're supposed to take a maximum of 400 milligrams of caffeine daily. Maximum in a 24-hour period. On a slow day, I start off with one at 6, one around noon, one around 4, one around 6, and then before I go to bed. That's a gram of caffeine. On another day, when I really need a lot of stuff, I take one at like 6, 10, noon, 2, around 4, before I go on walkies, and then before I go to bed. That's a lot of caffeine. And if you get too much caffeine in your system, what it does is, because it's a stimulant, it pumps so much stuff into you that your adrenal caps, your adrenaline that are on your kidneys, start pumping out adrenaline, and you have your heart just racing, and you can be hospitalized because of the tachycardia, the speeding up of your heart. You can get that over 400 milligrams. There are people that are so sensitive to caffeine that if they drink a cup of coffee with just like, say, 20 milligrams of caffeine in it at 2 o'clock, they can't sleep that night. Caffeine has a 5-hour half-life. In 5 hours, it's gone out of your system. I take 200 milligrams to go to bed, because if I don't sleep. Taking caffeine like this, oh, and as an aside, my heartbeat stays at 55. The only time my heartbeat goes up is when I'm exercising or when I eat bad food. When I take, 800 milligrams of caffeine from 6 o'clock onward and then go to bed at, 10 or 11 that night, I sleep, because if I don't, I don't. Your brain produces dopamine with caffeine. You feel good, you can sleep. I'm under-medicated with my ADHD meds if on top of 60 milligrams of basically prescription methamphetamine, and I still take a gram of caffeine on top of that, and my heartbeat stays at 55, I'm under-medicated. But I got to talk to my med manager, and that's like a week and a half away, so not bad. Also, as a quick aside, I got to talk about this one, because if you've watched this far, thank you so very much, because this is a cute story. I was out on walkies just like 3-4 days ago, and it was dark, and I wasn't really paying attention. I was walking, and I walked almost into a squad of wild bunnies. Well, I was just walking and thinking, and then I noticed a whole bunch, like 4 or 5, maybe 6 bunnies just scattered, because I was almost into them. And I went, oh no! And I just stopped moving as soon as they started. And they all ran like 20 feet and then stopped. And so I quickly just crossed the street. And then, keeping my predator eyes away from them, I watched them out of the corner. I made sure that they were all happy and not running away in panic from me still, and then I continued my walk, and it was really cool. I like bunnies, I like animals, and it's a good thing, and so seeing all these critters when I'm out walking is a very good thing. Which, as a quick aside, also coming back home from my walkies as well the other night, I saw what looked like a cat running on the street, but then I realized the body was too cylindrical. The tail was just, no real fur, the little tiny legs. There was a possum about this big that was running across the road, so thumbs up on that. And again, thank you so very much if you've watched this all the way from the beginning to the end. The bulk of people, not just on me, on everybody. Jacksepticeye's talked about this, Markiplier's talked about this, a lot of people have. The bulk of people viewing stop viewing at 3 minutes. So if you watched this far, thank you so very much. It is appreciated. And I've opened up 24 hours worth of comments in my community tab, and I'm going to go through and thank 20 to 25, or however many people have left comments. I'm going to thank them for having left a comment. It is appreciated to no end. If I mispronounce a username, no disrespect is intended. I'm just an American English speaker, and even though I got an American Sign Language with my fibro fog that doesn't go away with ADHD meds, and all these other issues, and sometimes I can't remember anything at all. Getting better all the time, but I'm going to hit a functional limit once. We have Make Little Seizures Great Again, which I do have to say the diss track has been apparently taken down on this one guy's site who made a diss track on me. I hope nobody really just dogged on him. I mean, he was being unpleasant, but everybody deserves their opinion. And even Make Little Seizures Great Again deserves their opinion. Museo, thank you very much. FB Gamer with a 3 instead of an E, thumbs up. Confused Owl 29, greatly appreciated, always good to see you. Linda Creel B, thumbs up. And Crystal Phillips, I'm coming to appreciate seeing your name in the comments as well, thumbs up. Chivalrous, greatly appreciated. And Man Bun, additionally multiple friend, a heck of a name, and thank you. Wolfgang Engel, or Wolfgang, however you would pronounce it, thank you very, very much. Cat Lewitt Latkla, Latkla, thumbs up and thank you. We have Bullcrap TV, thumbs up. And Nando Rice Cheruti, good to see you in the comments. Sebastian Ferris, and also good to see you in the comments as well. It's a thumbs up. Ape Piss, that's a heck of a name there. Thumbs up. And then there is Favel, greatly appreciated, and thank you. Underscore XDS4325 underscore thumbs up and a good idea, thank you. We have Joshua Asher, greatly appreciated. DSB Edits, thumbs up. Gringle, thumbs up and thank you. Oblivion with a 3 instead of an E, thumbs up. We have Terry Random Gamer 467, greatly appreciated. We have Jamie's Division, thumbs up and thank you so much. Colin Reisenauer, greatly appreciated. We have RJ Mitchell, thumbs up and thank you all so very much. There was 25 people. You got me out of my head and into the world and dealing with real people, if only in text, and it is appreciated to no end. Thank you so very much. I am an introvert. I have massive social anxieties, and interacting with people is a very good thing. Thank you so very, very much. If you could check out wherever my text file is for the video, it has various links in it like Twitter, Facebook, Patreon.com. If you could become a Patreon.com patron like one of these beautiful and awesome people, that would be truly beautiful and awesome. These people keep me under a roof, fed, and it's very appreciated. If you'd like to help me out without becoming a patron, I have a PayPal link. I'm really desperate right now. If you could help, that would be cool. And I have an Amazon wish list link, wherever the links happen to be. If you could check that out, that would be cool. Now, do not feel obligated. I do not feel entitled. And if you cannot donate, or you simply do not donate, I do take all good wishes, and I deposit them in the bank of my heart. So thank you very much. And if you could toss me a like, I appreciate all the positive validation I get from my existence. And of course, if you can hit the notification bell on the subscription button, that would be cool. Thank you. Thumbs up for that. Well, hokey smokes. I gotta try and get some stuff done. I gotta try and call or I can just text my doctor about the crease in my ear, so I need to do that because I don't want to kick off of heart issues anytime soon. But because the Covfefe bug is still raging out of control, and in the United States, the number of people in basically red states that are dying from this is more and greater than we had before. So please be careful. This is not a political thing. It doesn't care about your politics. It just wants to spread. So please, stay at home unless you have to go out. Wear a mask when you're around others. Practice your social distancing. Wash your hands often. Try not to touch your face. Get vaxxed if you can. I'm going to get the booster when it comes up in my area. So, you take care. Have a great day today. I will see you on the flip side, and frankly, I think that is a very good thing.